Hey, what's up everybody? It is April 14th, 2020, which means we are ready for TNT today. So if your house is looking anything like my house right now, we have seems like hundreds of thousands of these plastic Easter eggs just hanging around. So I thought that would be a pretty good experience to go out there and try modeling one of those. And there's a couple really cool little things, little features that make this up that I probably would bet that most of you don't even know exist within Inventor. So we're going to go ahead and investigate that and take a look at today. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So once I jump into Inventor, I'm going to go ahead and just create a brand new standard inch IPT. I'm going to go ahead and start a sketch, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out there and find an image of that Easter egg that I want to use. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just insert that image. And I'm going to come out here and just pop that in. Mine was acting a little bit funny. It was, no, it's this one right here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just drop that in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just dimension from the image to the origin. I'm going to put a 0 dimension on that. I'm going to do the same thing for this guy over here. So I bring that all the way to the origin. The last thing I need to do is go ahead and just dimension this. And I went out there and I measured the egg. It's about 2 inches from the top to the bottom. Okay, and we can see that the image is awfully close to those lines, so this is going to get us pretty darn close to where we want to be. Alright, so with that being said and done, what I'm going to first do is I'm going to come out here. This is where it can be a little bit tricky. I'm going to just see if I can go out there and match this circle pretty close to where it is at the top. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to track off of this existing center point and see if I can't go out there and match this circle that's down here at the bottom. See, like I'm a little bit off, so I'm going to go ahead and just bring this up a little bit more. A little bit too far on that one. Looks like it wants to be like right there. Perfect. Okay, so with that done, what I'm going to first do is I'm going to come out here and I'm going to fix the center point of this circle and this circle. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw an arc. I'm going to be making sure that arc is touching that circle and touching that circle. And I'm just going to go ahead and just bring this out like so. All right, now what I'm going to use is this tangent constraint. I'm going to be making sure that that arc and that circle are tangent. Same thing here and here. All right, and I can see I've basically got the profile taken care of. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line starting from the top and go down here to the bottom, just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and just start trimming this out. All right, so we can see we have all that trimmed out. We don't need that geometry. We don't need that geometry. I basically have the profile I'm looking for, pretty darn close. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out here and go ahead and just revolve it around that axis and say, okay. So there's our plastic egg, but unfortunately it's completely solid. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out here and go to shell, and I'm going to just shell this at like a thickness of like 0.04, and we can see that within the highlight. That's probably about right. It might be a little bit less, but let's just go ahead and go with it. All right, so here's what we're going to do is we're going to go out there and actually split this into 2 different parts, and it's actually going to make an assembly at the same time. All right, so in order to make this happen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out here to origin. I'm going to go ahead and find my flat plane origin, just like so. I'm going to go ahead and just come to my front view. Now what I want to do is I want to come back here to my sketch. I'm going to go ahead and just right click on the sketch and turn on the visibility. What I'm looking for is where those 2 pieces actually meet. I'm going to do that because I'm going to use plane. I'm going to pick, hold, and drag. I'm going to bring that where those 2 parts meet up. Okay, just like so. I'm going to go ahead and green check it. And now I'm going to go ahead and use my view cube and bring this back around. So I'm going to go ahead and start shutting off some planes I don't need. Start shutting off some of these sketches I don't need. And that's going to leave me with this one single work plane. So here's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to go to split. I'm going to be making sure that we're going to split a solid. I'm going to come in here and just grab the work plane because that is the split tool. And I'm going to go ahead and say OK. I can now come out here and turn off the work plane. All right, so that leaves me 2 different parts that make up this actual solid. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come out here and go to, I believe it's manage. Yep. And I'm going to come out here and pick on make components. So what I first have to do is make sure that this is saved. So I'm just going to come out here and I have a folder already created. I'm going to call this plastic Easter egg, just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and hit save. All right, so now what it's asking me is, what do you want to make into these parts in an assembly? So I'm going to pick on this part, and I'm also going to pick on this part. I'm I'm going to go ahead and say next. We can see that there are 2 solids that have been created. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. Okay, and we can see that that has all been basically taken care of. I think I got it. Just go ahead and say okay. There we go. All right, so we got that. So we see solid 2 and we can see solid 3. All right, so this has now been created as an assembly, so I'm going to go ahead and just save that. Okay, so I have my assembly open. All right, and I can see those 2 different parts. Now, here's what's pretty cool. I can come out here and I can open this up and I can look at my solid 2. All right, my solid 2 is going to be the top of this. We can see it's been shelled out. But if you actually look close at a plastic Easter egg, all right, there's actually like a lip, all right, or some sort of extrusion there that's going to keep those 2 together. All right, so up here, if you take a look up here in the panel, we can see this plastic part panel is up here. If you're not seeing that as part of Inventor, here's what you can do. Right click up here, and you can come out here and you can find show panels. What you're going to be looking for is plastic part. Make sure that that is checked. Okay, when you do that, we can see that lip is a feature that we can use within Inventor. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit lip. The first one I am on, okay, is going to be this lip here. I think we want to go with this groove for the first one, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go ahead and pick on groove. I'm going to go ahead and pick the edge. And then I'm going to come in here and pick on the actual face, if it will let me. See if I can get the guide face. There we go. All right, and then what that is going to do is actually create, okay, that little plastic lip that goes around the outside of it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just save that. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and open up solid 3. Okay, this is the bottom part. I'm going to come up here and go to lip. Last time, okay, we used groove, so this time we're actually going to be using lip. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick the inside of this. Go ahead to red arrow for my guide face. Pick on that. Say okay. All right, and there you go. All right, that has been taken care of for us. Now what's awesome is we can, I'm going to go ahead and just save that. I'm going to save both of these parts actually. Now what's cool is if we go back to the assembly, okay, what we can do is we can come here to view. We can turn our visual style on and make sure that that's wireframe, and I'm going to go out there and just check for an interference. So what I'm going to do is come over here, go to inspect, go to analyze interference. I want to pick the top part of the egg first, red arrow, pick the second part of the egg, go ahead and say okay, and look at that, no interferences were detected. So those things are just sliding in absolutely perfect, just like the actual plastic Easter egg. All right, and of course at this point, if you want to just go out there and doll this up and change your colors and materials and all that good stuff, you totally could. Okay, but there you go. That is how you create a plastic Easter egg that we use for all of our Easter egg hunts around Easter time. So there you go. That is it for today's TNT Today. Hope you're having a great day. Talk to you soon.